Hey guys, I'm Ellie, and I'm going to be going over today identifying how to find pronouns and their antecedents. So, um, let's first start off with what is a pronoun. So, a pronoun would be me, I, her, him, he, all of those sort of words, you, those are all pronouns. Hopefully that was clear. Um, and an antecedent will be it can be like a phrase sort of like the phrase or who the pronoun is going to be referring to. So we're going to just practice looking at the antecedent and finding the pronoun that corresponds to. um, and this is important because it's really important to just know all of these parts of speech for your writing. And I think that it can be really helpful to know what different things are called. Um, and it's easier to talk about your writing and edit it and make it better. So this is important. So let's get started. So the boys from Allenville claimed to have seen an alien aircraft, but an investigation revealed that they had actually seen a new military plane. So we're going to select the pronoun whose antecedent is the boys from Allenville. So let's identify some pronouns in this sentence. So no pronouns in this first line, and there's there's actually only one pronoun in the sentence, and it's they, and and that corresponds to the boys from Allenville because um, that's the pronoun that you could use to describe those boys. Okay, so now we're selecting the antecedent from the pronoun him. Over the course of many years, Isaac Asimov wrote or edited over 500 books about science and science fiction. The American Museum of Natural History honors him with annual debates on scientific topics. So we're looking for the antecedent to him. So who is him referring to? Um, so if we take a look back, him is going to be referring to Isaac Asimov. So okay, so the next one we're going to work on is select the pronoun whose antecedent is Jane Goodall. At the age of 23, Jane Goodall took her first trip to Africa. At 26, Goodall returned to Africa to study chimpanzees. So let's find a pronoun. So let's find, there's only, oh, again, only one pronoun. So, so in this one, again, there's only one pronoun. We have so Jane Goodall took her first trip. So her is what's referring to, or yeah, her, who's her? It's Jane Goodall. So next one we're going to do, a flea can consume 15 times its body weight in blood each day. So what is the antecedent, or sorry, what is the pronoun here? I think this one's a little bit trickier because it's a flea. But we're going to look at its. That's going to be the pronoun that's going to correspond to this. It's also the only pronoun in the sentence. And it's important to know, like, let's think of like, I don't know. I don't know what some common other answers might be, but I'm going to try to keep looking at that. That's not a good example because there's only one pronoun. Okay, the Constitution was written in 1787, and its first 10 amendments were added in 1791 to describe individuals' rights in detail. So, what pronoun corresponds to the Constitution? That again is going to be its, because it's singular and it's also possessive, even though it doesn't have that, even though it doesn't have an apostrophe. That's just the way that it works. It's weird. um, but yeah, so it's going to be it's again. This of course only has one pronoun. There's got to be. I hope there's an example with more than one pronoun. Okay, so select the pronoun whose antecedent is Dale and I. So the interesting thing about this antecedent is it actually has a pronoun in it. So that's another important thing to know. And oh, so we do have two pronouns here. Did you hear about the time that Dale and I found a wasp nest in our garage? So there's two pronouns here. We have you and our. So how about you take a second to think about which one you think might correspond to Dale and I? So hopefully you said our because um, our garage, that's whose garage is it? Oh, it's Dale and I's garage. Okay. We're going to do just a few more examples. The ancient Olympic Games began in Greece over 2,000 years ago. Unlike the modern games, they were always held in Olympia, and only men were allowed to participate in the events. Okay, so um, which pronoun is going to correspond to this antecedent? So in these two sentences, there's only one pronoun. So if you can pick out that pronoun, then you've got it. I'll give you a quick second, and it's going to be they. And what are they? The ancient Olympic Games. So that's all you really have to do. You're asking that question. Your tongue does far more than just help you eat. It is also an important organ used in the production of language. So, what's the antecedent of the pronoun it? So, what is it? Well, it is your tongue. So, that's like what we're talking about in the sentence. So, hopefully, you can see like how identifying these two pieces is like helpful for sentence for like your writing and stuff. Yes, okay, I'm going to continue. In the 1700s, tobacco was so valuable that it was used as a currency in many American colonies. So, what is it? Tobacco.
Oh, I'm so jealous.
And all right, that's going to be all. Thanks, guys.